Hey everyone, ArdrethShadow here, and welcome back to Doki Fallen Angel. So previously, it was indeed confirmed that Monika is indeed Ice Queen Bitch 2.0. And it was also confirmed that Sayori was indeed going through her depression as in the original timeline, and, well, let's just say it pained her. Well, it agonized her to see MC with Yuri. But now 2 weeks have passed. The two have pledged, or well, MC pledged to stand by Yuri's side. He's kind of trying to come to terms if he's really in love with her or not, but we'll see. So anyways, yeah, 2 weeks have passed and I have no idea when the world has gone on. I slowly open my eyes. The warm sunlight peeks through the curtains. At first I was surprised when Yuri offered to share a bed, but I soon figured out why she wasn't so nervous. Or why she wasn't nervous. She wasn't lying when she said she had a big bed. This thing is nearly 6 feet wide. I look over to see Yuri peacefully sleeping. So either he fell asleep for 2 weeks, or this is a common reoccurring thing. For the past 2 weeks, we've been taking turns staying in each other's houses to read, drink tea, etc. Okay, well, thank you for answering my question. We're already on the last few chapters of our book. We haven't been going to the literature club at all. In fact, I'm pretty sure the club has been shut down since it was only Sayori and Monika. So I'm guessing Natsuki decided to ditch them as well. Even wrapped up in thick blankets, I feel cold. Sayori left the Lurch Club, and now it's gone. Well, to be fair, like I said in the last video, Monika was playing everyone like a harp from hell, so she did that herself. Mark! I'm knocked out of my trance. I turn to Yuri. Good morning, my purple princess. What? Despite sharing a bed, Yuri still seems uncomfortable with any displays of affection. No PDAs! I guess technically, with the exception of sharing a bed, our relationship hasn't progressed beyond just friends. You know, I just realized that. Well, that does seem a bit odd to me. But, well, like I said in the last video, I mean, to each their own. And also, like I said in the last video, it's clearly, like, innocent. Yuri hasn't really done anything, and he hasn't done anything, so yes, I'm going to assume that this is all just innocent and platonic. Although, yeah, other people might look at this and be like, is something going on between you two, or what? I'm too scared to ask her to be my girlfriend. Well, trust me. I feel you. Oh, what are you thinking about? Bungee jumping. Huh? You were spacing out. Is something on your mind? Yeah, I was thinking about how Monika was playing everyone like a harp from hell, and the literature club literally went to hell. I'm fine. Just ready to start the day. I get up and head to the bathroom to do my normal routine. Once downstairs, I see that Yuri has already started making breakfast. What you making? Just some pancakes. How fancy. I shoot Yuri a slight grin. She sends one back and continues cooking. I take a seat and start thinking about the past 2 weeks. Yeah, so please tell me what's going on in the last 2 weeks. I'm so lost here. Even with Yuri and I spending so much time together, we've yet to talk about her cutting. Ah, yes. I hated the way that, unfortunately, Monika kind of set up Yuri to make her look as bad as possible, which sent her into self-harm, and then unfortunately he saw that, and it was like, Man. Yeah, I think I have to say it, but I think this Monika is more evil than the one in Exit Music. I think I said it in the last video, but I'm saying it again. Yuri is very reclusive, and I planned on waiting for her to open up to me, but that hasn't been the case. I've been preparing for when she did, so I could help her. I've been contacting a psychiatrist who can help her, and maybe even prescribe her with medication. Yuri comes to the table, sets down a plate in front of me, and then takes a seat. Did you have any plans today, Mark? It's now or never. Well, let's see how this goes. This could go a few different ways. Yes, I did. Did they involve reading or tea? They involve you, but not for the reason you might think, probably. Yuri smiles whimsically, but I don't share her moment of happiness. And yeah, I'm still wondering, so then what in the world happened between him and Sayori then? Did they really have a falling out? She notices I'm not smiling and shifts to worriness. Is everything okay? Yuri, for the past few days, I've come in contact with a psychiatrist. I really think he could... Yuri stands up, sending her chair crashing to the ground. Why? Why would you do this to me? She starts to march away, but I stop her. Yeah, that's about what I was expecting. So remember how I said you should probably give her the time and patience she needs. I know he wants to help her, and he's worried about her, but this is not quite giving her the time and patience she needs. I'm only saying, that's just me. I don't think so. I don't think so. I grab her and pull her into my grasp. She stands in front of me with the look of immense pain on her face. Yuri, please look at me. I promised you that I would help you. And I don't plan on breaking that promise. Mark, I don't think I can... Don't say that, Yuri. This man may be the answer we've been searching for. He can help you understand yourself and maybe even help with your... you know. She stares at the ground for what feels like an eternity. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'll go see your psychiatrist. My heart jumps out of my chest triumphantly. Okay, well, I guess this worked out a lot better than I thought. Although Yuri did kind of react as I would have expected her to. That's fantastic! I wrap my arms around her in a tight embrace, but she fails to do the same. Because at this point, I have the feeling that she's only doing this because she feels like she has to. Not because she actually wants to. I let her go. I'll call him and see when we can schedule a visit. It's obvious Yuri isn't as excited about this as I am. No, if anything, I get the feeling she dreads this. I've been close to her all this time, and she adamantly shut me out of her most of her inner feelings. I can't imagine how she'll act having to open up to a complete stranger. I'm well aware this is hard, but it's for her own good. We should continue eating before it gets cold. I shake myself away from my thoughts and turn to the breakfast. Oh yeah, let's continue. We take our seats and eat the rest of our meals in silence. I peek over and I can see Yuri visibly shaking. This is what I mean. Like, I'm gonna keep saying it, but it's like, exactly, I know he wants to help, but you're pushing her into something that she's not comfortable with. Which is only gonna lead to some negative results. Results that you probably will not like. Her sleeves are loose and are drooping down enough to where if I look hard enough I can see her arms. I can see the faint shadows of scars lined up and down. I whisper quietly to myself, "I'll save you from this pain, Yuri." Okay, we are in town again. I decided to take Yuri for a walk through downtown to ease her mind. "Mark, do you mind if we go in here?" I look up and see the sign. It's some clothing store. Yeah, sure. I grab the door and hold it open for Yuri. Oh, I remember this place! Okay, well I guess confirmed this place is also in our castle walls, I believe. I think so, I could be wrong. Very similar. Once inside, I look for a bench to sit on. I'm not really a fan of shopping. That is unless I'm shopping for a new video game or something. Do you know what you're looking for? Oh, I thought we could just look around. Look around? Exactly like my mom used to do. Yeah. Back when Kmart was still around, which was like one of her favorite stores ever. She would just go straight to the women's clothing and she'd be looking at all the clothes there. Once I was old enough, I would go off on my own and I'd go through the toy aisle, I'd go through the electronics aisle, I'd go through anything else. And then I'd come back and she'd still be in like the same general area. Which it always kind of got like considering I would get impatient, I'd be like, "Oh, come on, Mom, you've been looking at this stuff for hours." Or well, it felt like hours. But yeah. Ironically, it's like now, since my mother's been gone for almost 4 years, I kind of miss those days. In a sense, it's almost like I'd give anything just to go with her to Kmart again and just watch her go through clothes for 5 hours and me leave and then come back and be like, "Yep, she's still in the same spot, like right where I left her." Anyways, well, what the hell is wrong with women? Well, don't look at me. Why would you go into a clothing store just to look around? Well, like I said, my mom had the same idea. She would take me because she wanted to look at what they had in the clothing. So, yes. Alright then. Yuri begins to sift through racks while I stand there aimlessly. You mean they didn't have a bench? I look at the posters on the wall. They all show attractive people in dramatic poses and clothes. You mean like in JoJo? "Mark, have you seen anything you like?" Yuri speaks to me from the other side of the rack. I look through the assortment of clothing. My eyes become fixated on a sundress. Huh. I walk up to it and pull it out of the rack. Wait, well, did she mean for you or for her? I'm always saying because it's like, you're looking at a sundress, and it's a long magenta sundress with thin fabric and spaghetti straps. As I'm looking at it, some guy walks up behind me. "Hey, is that one purple? Purple is my favorite color!" The guy takes the dress straight from my hand, walks up to the cashier and purchases it. The fuck? Alright then. Yeah, that's probably... Well, those are the two reactions I'd probably have. Just be like, "Oh, alright then." Or, "The fuck?" I walk over to the counter where the cashier is handing Yuri a bag. "What's that?" "Just something for myself." "What? horrific roar bellows through the clothing store. Oh my god, the stage is being attacked by a monster! It's Godzilla! Or well, it can't be Godzilla because then... No. I look down and see it's only my stomach rumbling. What the... Jeez, how powerful is your stomach? Wanna go somewhere to eat? Sure. Yuri smiles and we exit the store. And so we had the guy who bought the pretty patties come in and buy that dress. What he's gonna do with it, I don't know, and I guess I probably don't want to know, really. So let's not think about it very much. Alright, Yuri, where do you want to eat? Mark, you know it's not very gentlemanlike to ask to make the lady choose. Is it now? Ah. I'm sorry, I thought it would be funny to tease you. She's living up to her name, I can already tell you that much. This is why she is the funny lady. There's no questioning it. Yuri continues to giggle at my expense. Stop, you're embarrassing me! It's mind-boggling to see just how comfortable she's gotten with me. Yeah, well, what was I gonna say? Well, she feels comfortable with you, and... Well, like I said, assuming that... Well, who am I kidding? Well, Sayori pretty much hit the nail on the head, but we'll see if she is gonna return his feelings to him. Well, you know what I mean. She just feels great next to him because he cares so much about her. According to others, she isolates herself from most people. Then again, most people probably don't barge into her house. Yeah, like you did. In the end, seeing Yuri's smile lets me know this is all worth it. It's like, please Yuri, do me a favor and never stop smiling. I always want to see you smile. Alright, alright. Stop laughing at me! You had your fun. How about we go to a ramen shop? I look quizzically at Yuri. Huh? Can't you just buy ramen for like 79 cents at a grocery store? Oh, but this is special ramen. You can't just go to a grocery store and get special ramen. That's a cheap store. That's a cheap store-bought ramen. Are you saying you've never had authentic ramen noodles before? Can't say I have. You uncultured swine! Do you think there's one nearby? I'm sure we can find one. I pull out my phone and start searching for nearby noodle shops. I find one just a few blocks down. It's called Spaghetto's Bowl. Okay, so I guess Spaghetto has a shop here in this universe. My phone's about to die. Do you think we can pull it up on yours? Of course. What's the address? It's 1273 Rockefeller Street. Alright, found it. Then lead the way. We walk the streets of downtown. It's a beautiful day. The hustle and bustle of the street is the same as always. A lot of people are walking around, probably enjoying the weekend, same as us. There's some guy standing in the middle of the sidewalk menacingly. Is he on the corner of Conch and Coral? I can't see him. He's on top of me, but I can't see him. What's he doing? He's just standing there. Menacingly! Get out of there, SpongeBob! What? Okay. He's wearing a very light pink button-down shirt with matching shorts, black belt, and brown dress shoes. His hands are wrapped over themselves across his abdomen, and he has a devilish blank smile on his face. It's the open window maniac! Yuri and I quickly walk by him in hopes he doesn't do anything to us. I'm gonna take it he didn't do anything. Within a couple more minutes, we make it to the shop. I look up at the sign. Spaghetto's Bowl. This is it! I hold the door open for Yuri and we step inside. It's cold in here. Well, I guess now you can't complain about someone keeping the air conditioner off to save money. As soon as we step inside, a gust of wind blows against my body. This place definitely keeps their AC on. Yep, see? We finally found a place in this city that keeps their AC on. I look back behind the bar where the kitchen is. Chefs all hover above big pots, which I assume are full of noodles. The hostess approaches us.
Hello, how many today?
2, please.
Right this way.
We're just... okay. We're just sliding her across. We follow the hostess to a table and take our seats.
Your waiter will be with you shortly.
She hands us the menus and walks off to the seat. Walks off to seat the next guest. This is really nice, Yuri.
I take it you've never been in a noodle shop before, Mark?
Well, yeah. It's pretty neat in here. I look around the place. The dim lighting and music really set the ideal noodle eating atmosphere. I look over the menu. There's a lot of variety considering my previous views on ramen. Exactly. Like, I remember some friends of mine took me to a noodle, or like a ramen noodle shop of some sort, and I was like, man, look at all this. Some of this I've never even heard of. I don't even remember what I ended up going with, but it was some kind of ramen. That's all I can tell you. What are you gonna get?
Most likely the tonkatsu.
You like pork?
What do you mean?
I just assumed... Uh-oh. Oh my god, Mark. It's... This mod was made in 2019, I guess. It's 2019, you just can't go assuming things about people, like, gah.
That a lady wouldn't eat pork?
I'm not sure if it's the kitchen, but my face is growing hotter and hotter. Well, he can't blame it on the AC this time, obviously.
I didn't mean any offense, You're easy to tease, Mark.
Man. Nope, I was gonna say something, but... Well, considering who is the Ice Queen bitch in this game, yeah, I don't think I should say anything. I roll my eyes at her. Okay, you got me, very funny. Once again, you have been stopped by the funny lady. It was pretty funny, to be honest. I go back to reading the menu. I think I'll just have the same thing.
A fine choice, Mark.
The waitress arrives at her table. She places 2 glasses of water before us.
What can I get you two?
I'll have a tonkatsu. She scribbles into her notepad.
And for you, ma'am?
Yuri begins to get nervous. She has the same look she had at the coffee shop. I thought it was a tea shop.
I'll have the same thing.
My eyes widen a little as I stare at Yuri. Yuri, my gosh. The waitress, oblivious to the situation, writes down the orders.
Phew. Will that be all?
Yes. She takes the menus, then leaves our table.
Is everything okay?
Yuri, I'm surprised to see you this way. I feel the corners of my mouth raise. I just wasn't expecting you to order. Yuri smiles shyly.
Well, I suppose when I'm around you, I'm a bit more comfortable being myself.
You see, there you go. She feels like... Basically, yes, she doesn't have to mask herself anymore. She can just be who she is and not be afraid that people are going to judge her for it. I give her another smile, and she gives me one back. That in itself is a small victory. That's my first victory of the day. The waitress returns, bowls in hand.
Enjoy your meals.
With a quick bow, she walks off. What's this? What is this? With my chopsticks, I point to a small bowl of red mixture.
It's a spice you can put in your ramen.
Oh, nice. I grab the small bowl and begin to scoop it into my food. I was about to say, yeah, you might want to calm down there a little bit.
Mark, wait!
What?
It's very hot. You're supposed to only put a small amount.
Yeah, you're not supposed to cram the whole thing into the bowl. Unless you have some kind of death wish or something.
Hence why it comes in such a tiny serving.
I'm sure I'll be fine. Famous last words. After scooping out half the bowl... Oh my god, really? I set it back down and stir the noodles with my chopsticks. I grab a chopstick full of noodles and shove it into my mouth. Yuri winces as soon as the noodles enter my mouth. It's not so... Oh my god! Holy fuck! Oh god, oh god! I start breathing heavily. Smoke begins to billow out of my mouth like a chimney. Hello, governor. Here to clean your chimneys. I feel so hot. I'm sweating all along my forehead. The broth feels like molten lava being poured down my esophagus. Who made this, Satan? That's what Gray Still Plays asks a lot whenever he plays any custom levels of anything. Who made this, Satan? Beads of sweat trickle down my face. Well, I'm not the idiot who decided to cram a whole bunch of spice into my ramen. Or are those tears? You know, I don't know anymore. Either way, my mouth burns. I grab my water and chug it down. The pain fades away. Wow.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I just nearly died. On the bright side, my sinuses have never been this clear in years. We share a laugh and continue our meals.
Mark?
Yeah?
Thank you. For everything.
It was just lunch.
No. I'm not referring to the noodle shop. I'm referring to... everything. Everything you've done.
I haven't really felt like I've done much. Oops. But when I think about it, Yuri probably hasn't ever had a day where she just goes out with a friend. Probably not. It's like you said, she does tend to isolate herself from people. Just one person being with her probably means the world to her. All it takes is one person to make a difference in someone's life. Seriously, you don't know how much that can mean to a person. It's fine, Yuri. Like I said, friends stay by each other. At this point, yeah, now you're just locking yourself into the friend zone, I'm sorry. Oh, hello. Yuri takes her hand and intertwines it with mine. It's soft, yet tight.
Do you think I'm ready to be fixed, Mark?
For some reason, this sounds... like, if I take this out of context, it just sounds weird. I simply smile at her. I know what she's trying to say, but just the way she said it was like, huh? I stare into her lavender eyes. Healing begins the moment you accept the pain. I see a tear slide down her face. She takes a moment to absorb my statement.
I'll be seeing you, Mark.
Have a good night, Yuri. She breaks away and enters her house. For a moment, I stand there by myself as the cool winter breeze encapsulates me. My own words race through my mind. We'll get through this. Together. Yeah, it's like that song I used to use for my ending slates.
If we just stay together, it'll be alright. If we just fight for what we have, it'll get us through this time. La 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 la. Get us through this time. We together, you and I.
A few days later, I awaken in my own bed today. Yuri and I didn't read together last night, so she's still at her house. In fact, we haven't talked much this past week after I told her I'm taking her to a doctor. Oh no. Yeah, you see, well, like I said, I grew up through most of middle school feeling like I was a freak. Yuri sees herself as some kind of freak, and I'm sure taking her to a psychiatrist probably doesn't help that image. Nevertheless, this is important. I text Yuri to remind her that after school we're meeting the psychiatrist. I look outside my window. It's a bit foggy, but that's not going to stop me. I don't know if I could say that that's pathetic fallacy at work. I continue my boring morning routine of showering, brushing my teeth, and getting dressed. What to eat, what to eat. I repeatedly open and close different cabinets, lowering my standards with each one. Cereal it is. Well, hey, I eat cereal every morning. I grab a bowl and pour myself some cereal. I then open the fridge. No. I'm out of milk. What's wrong with you? This has got to be the worst day of my life. Okay, I guess maybe this is pathetic fallacy at work. He's gonna have a foggy day. Or a hazy day. Maybe I can find a substitute. Oh my god, no. Don't do that. I look through the shelves of my fridge. I pull out a jug of orange juice. I glance at the bowl of dry cereal. Then at the orange juice. Then back to the bowl. Then back to the orange juice. And then back to the bowl again. Lord, forgive me, for I am about to sin. Okay, well, I guess we're not gonna know what happened with his funky cereal. Last class of the day, and it's almost over. I almost said last day of the class. I'm like, oh boy, does that mean it's almost summer vacation? No. I stare blankly at the clock, watching the seconds tick away. Then the teacher says something or other about World War II. I don't need to know history. I have my future all figured out. I'm going to write a song and become a famous musician. What? Okay, well, I guess it's good to have ambitions. But still, I'm here like... It just sounds like, I don't need your school, I'm gonna be a famous musician. Like, okay. I already have the first line down. Gucci gang? I guess I'll just repeat that line a dozen more times and call it music. You mean like every other song that's been released in the last 5 years or so? Well, hey, I mean, it worked for them, obviously. The bell rings. Appears the school day is over. I told Yuri I would meet her in front of the school. Okay, I hope she's there. Well, let me take that back. I hope she's there, and I hope she's not there with somebody who's gonna cause a lot of issues. I take a shortcut through the courtyard so I can meet up with Yuri. My mind is going a mile a minute right now. I have no idea what will happen when I bring Yuri to this doctor. I hope we can bring Yuri to this doctor.
Mark!
I stop at the sound of my name coming from an all too familiar voice. Okay, place your bets, people. Who do you think it is? Okay, time's up. I turn to see who the person is. Oh no. Yup. It's the Ice Queen Witch.
Hiya, Mark!
Hi, bitch. Hey, Monika. I told you to go to hell. Why aren't you in hell? Did Satan look at you and be like, no, sorry, you're too evil to be in hell. Go back to where you came from. Well, like I said, this is actually kind of hard for me because, well, you guys know. Me and Monika and our somewhat bizarre relationship. How I started off being scared of her, and then I warmed up to her, and you know, and now it's like, ugh, I hate this. Where are you going?
Home? I don't have a club anymore, because I don't have a life anymore either.
Oh, same. Yes, clearly, I'm going home. Nowhere else. Oh god, but what if she follows you home? And she's like... Oh boy, we're already getting to that.
Well, if you don't have any plans, then... you wouldn't mind walking me home?
Damn it, stupid sexy Monika. I stand there dumbfounded. Don't do it, man. Like I said, don't do it. Why would Monika all of a sudden want to walk home together when we haven't even spoken in a month? Never mind that, why are you even having a semi-pleasant conversation with her? The last thing you told her was go to hell, Monika. So, I mean, seriously. Well, obviously she doesn't take a hint, but... And it's not like we left on good terms either. Yes, thank you. Like I said, you told her, and I quote, go to hell, Monika. I'm actually about to go somewhere.
You said you were heading home. You wouldn't lie to me, would you, Mark?
What difference does it make? No, it's just that... I look around for an escape route. In the distance, I see a tall purple figure near the gates of the school. I look back at Monika. I need to go get my haircut! Her eyes follow mine, as she also spots the purple figure. Damn it, Mark!
I see.
Monika, I didn't mean to lie to you. What does it matter? You shouldn't even be talking to her.
I'm sure you didn't, Mark. I'll go ahead and let you walk home. Bye.
Bye and don't come back. Well, considering the tone of the story, I have a feeling that we will be seeing her again. Sooner, if not later. Monika trots off. Without another thought, I make a break towards the gates. Save me! Save me from this harlot! I'm here.
There you are. I was getting worried.
Don't worry, the Ice Queen bitch tried to put me under her spell and seduce me, but I told her to go... Sorry if I made you wait. I got caught up in trying to take a shortcut. Well, he's not entirely lying. I guess it turned into a long cut, huh? I let out an awkward laugh, but Yuri still retains her nervous expression. Perhaps a long cut wasn't a very good word choice. Ah, son of a... I take her hand and hold it softly in mine. Yuri, look at me. It's gonna be okay, I promise. Yuri slowly nods. Okay. We're here in the doctor's office. Yep, looks just like a doctor's office to me. Alright, here it is. I look around the clock above the doorway. Or I look at the clock. Right on time, too. The doctor should be out here any second. As soon as I finish my sentence, a man walks out of the front of the office door. He's an older gentleman with black hair that has started to turn gray. He wears an outfit you'd see in one of those fancy, expensive magazines. Nice dress shoes, a pristine three-piece suit and tie, and even a gold watch. Dr. Langton! Dr. Peter Langton, psychiatrist. It's a pleasure to meet you. He shakes my hand. You must be Mark, correct? Yes, sir, and this is Yuri. He holds out his hand to Yuri. Well, this is awkward. How tall is Dr. Langton? Is he no bigger than Yuri's thumb size, or what? After a few seconds, Dr. Langton lowers his hand. Ah, that's fine. It's okay to be nervous around a doctor, I know. But I want you to know that there's nothing to fear, except Krabby Patties. Okay, no. You can't name him Dr. Langton and then not make me think of the SpongeBob episode. This is a safe place. He raises his arm as if to display his office. So how about we step through the door and begin the session? Alright, let's go. Oh, I'm sorry, sir, but for now I only wish to speak to the young lady here. What? Really? Just for now. Perhaps in later sessions you can join in, but for the first time it's better to be one-on-one. I decide not to argue. Well, yeah, I mean, he's the doctor here. Okay, I'll wait here. Thank you for understanding. He turns to Yuri, who hasn't spoken a word since we arrived. Shall we step inside? Well, unfortunately there's not much he can do in this case. I mean, I imagine even if he were to try to be like, no, let me go in with you and like put up resistance, he'd probably get kicked out. Doc, do you mind if I talk to her in private for a second? Not at all. Take your time. I'll be in the office whenever you're ready. He steps back into his office and closes the door. What are you thinking right now? I can't do this. Don't say that. I put my hands on her shoulders. Listen to me. You're a strong girl. You can get through this. And I'll be right here waiting the entire time. Dr. Langton only wants to help you. But I need you to cooperate. If not for him, or for you, then for me. Okay, well. Yuri stares blankly at me. Okay. I'll do my best. That's all I ask. I give her a hug, and she steps into the office. I guess I'll just sit here then. I take a seat and look around. The waiting room is full of motivational posters, pictures, and other stupid stuff. Yeah, like this plant. I look at the wall next to me. This certificate goes out to Dr. Peter Langton, blah blah blah, Stanford University, blah blah blah. Seems this guy really knows his stuff. And hopefully he's not trying to get the Krabby Patty secret recipe out of Yuri. This is perfect. For the first time in a month, I think I can finally relax. Keep that in mind. I'm finally getting Yuri the help she needs. Oh. Okay, I guess it's time to get some threatening text messages. What the? I pull out my phone and see that I received a text from an unnamed number. Well, unnamed.
You can't protect her forever.
What the hell? This is the same person from a few weeks ago. What could they possibly want? You.
Don't worry. Once she's gone, we won't have to worry about her.
Holy mother of... What are you planning on doing?
It's not like anyone would care.
This has gone too far. Damn straight it's gone too far. I furiously type back a response. Listen, I don't know who you are, but if you don't stop texting this number, you will have some serious problems.
You shouldn't threaten someone when you know you can't back up anything you say, Mark.
This person knows my name. My hands are shaking intensely.
Who is this? You will know soon enough.
I pretty much think I already know. I shut off my phone to prevent any more messages. Who is this person? The only person I can think of who has my number is Sayori. I just realized... Sayori made it clear that she has feelings for MC, and that seeing MC and Yuri puts her in agony. Oh my god. Well, let's see. I mean, when he said that, I know that I said that Monika probably got it off of Yuri, or blah. She probably threatened Sayori for it, to send him all these threatening text messages. Because I would think that he would have Sayori logged into his phone, unless Sayori's borrowing someone else's phone to do it, but then, I mean, why? It has to be Monika. Either that, or we have some crazy twist where it's Sayori using Monika's phone. Dr. Langton and Yuri walk out of the office. Pushing aside my thoughts, I stand up to talk to him. Give it to me straight, Doc.
Your friend is in good health.
Huh? I look at him quizzically. Really?
Yes, she has a common case of social anxiety.
Okay, well, you see, I have that too. But, I mean, we still have the other issue at hand.
It's fairly common, nothing to get too worked over. Perhaps we can schedule another meeting so I can learn more.
Yes, I think we need to learn more here.
So, what do we do? There are cases where, with age, the anxiety eventually fades away.
Or like me, you're just constantly feeling anxious around new people.
There are also therapies and medical professionals such as myself that are willing to help.
Simple as that.
Simple as that.
He gives me a reassuring smile.
Thanks,
Thanks, Doc. And what about her, you know?
Know what?
Uh-huh. See. If she had probably told him about everything, he probably wouldn't be saying, like, oh, it's just social anxiety. Because, you know... I look over at Yuri, who is standing awkwardly at the door. She didn't tell him about her cutting. Doc, what exactly did you talk about? Confidentiality, you probably can't even talk about that. See? Confidentiality.
I'm sorry, but that's private information that I'm not allowed to disclose.
Patient confidentiality. There's an annoyed pitch to my voice when I recite that term to him.
Of course, if she chooses to confide that information to you, that's her choice.
Thanks, Doc.
My pleasure.
I give him one last handshake and escort Yuri out the building. The rest of the walk home is quiet. Neither of us choose to talk to each other. I can't believe I did all this effort to help Yuri, and she does this. Okay, well I can already say that's not a good line of thinking. She can't even tell someone what's wrong with her. I keep saying you need to give her time. I say as if he can hear me. I need to calm down. Yes, you do. It's not her fault. I should have been aware this would happen. I shouldn't have forced her to see a psychiatrist. No? At least not so soon. We walk into the house and Yuri takes a seat on the couch. I stand awkwardly before taking a seat next to her. I have to apologize. Yuri, I'm sorry. She buries her hands in her face and begins to cry. I disappointed you just like I do with everyone else. I place my arm around her. No, Yuri. I failed you. I should have known better than to force you into something like that. She lifts her head and stares at me. Her lavender eyes are puffy with tears. No, you were right to help me. I want to go back. Can you schedule another appointment? I'm taken aback. Really? I know this is what's best. Oh, goodness. I know this is what's best for me. And if you're by my side, I think I can get through it. Okay, yep. Well, all I can say is make sure you request like, can I go in there with her? Because I guess she said it herself, as long as you're with me, I can get through it, so he has to be there with her. I'll always be by your side, Yuri. I take her hand and intertwine it with mine. Can you do me a favor, Mark? Of course. I don't know how to go about explaining everything to the doctor. Well, I'm all ears if you need me. Thank you. Yuri takes a moment to collect her thoughts, an action I see her do quite often. Do you know why I do it? I would guess in order to feel some sort of control over your emotions. As I would say, or as I said in Blue Skies, at least with that Yuri, she would kind of do it to feel like some kind of emotional high. And it seemed like in this bond we share, it was something kind of similar, but my memory is kind of hazy right now with this bond we share, so I can't be sure. But that is, I guess, a primary reason as to why some people do that. You're not too far off. Mark, for all my life, I've allowed people to be the glue, the stitches, and the bandages that hold me together. I see. And every time they've reopened without fail. I was only a small girl when I first witnessed how unforgiving this world can be. Oh dear. Oh my god, please don't tell me. My mother and father would argue non-stop. I was scared that one day they may even hurt each other. I used a book as a coping mechanism. I would hope that I could drown out my reality and enter a new one. Well, in my younger years, I grew up with a lot of arguing in the household. Whether it was between my mom and my grandma, or my mom and her, well, now ex-husband. She divorced that stupid jerk after a while. But especially with him, they would always fight and I always hated it. And I would always like call my grandma and I'd be like, they're fighting again, I'm scared, I don't know what to do. Because, well, my mom moved out of my grandmother's house. We lived with her for a while. She wanted to kind of get away from her, so to say. My grandma was like my safe haven in a way. like my protector. I always felt safe with her. So, like, it was hard to leave her. So then it was like whenever those two would be fighting, I would call her and she would just try to calm me down and stop me from crying. But then, eventually my grandmother passed away, and I didn't have anybody to go to anymore. And I would just have to put up with hearing them fighting about God knows what. Sometimes they'd be fighting about the silliest things, and I always hated it. Like, even now, it's like I can still hear it, just trying to remember it. I still wish I could just put it out of my head. I know that my grandma told me once that, like, to make sure that he never did anything to hurt my mother. Thankfully, he never did anything to hurt her. But I read somewhere that a child who grows up in that kind of thing, that kind of environment, it really messes with them. In some cases, it can even lead to some kind of, like, it can kind of take a toll on their sense of self. So, I don't know if that's kind of what happened with Yuri. And, well, she basically tried to substitute reality with one of her own. Because reality is often disappointing.
I would hope that I could drown out my reality and enter a new one. Eventually my dad left my mother, and my mom had to pick up an extra job to support us. Even with all that happening, I just continued to repress my feelings and read my books. That's how I lived my life until...
I guess we're finally going to see what happened to her parents, then. She pauses again to catch her breath and collect her thoughts.
High school has been the worst years of my life. Everyone is so cruel and selfish.
Yeah, unfortunately. That's how a lot of people can be in those years. Middle school as well. I always regard that my middle school years were like the worst years of my life. High school thankfully got a bit better for me, but still. She stares deeply into my eyes.
Or that's what I thought until I met you. But even so, the kids at school would always call me foul names or spread rumors about me.
Yep, that's what they would do with me as well. And those rumors would always make, like, a bunch of immature jerks want to try to, you know, pick on me even more just to see, like, okay, well, let's see if we can screw with his head some more.
Boys would always pick on me or stare at me when I walked by, or call me obscene names.
She's starting to panic. I can see the fear in her eyes grow with each sentence.
Yuri, I think we should stop here for now. No! I need to get this out.
Just don't push yourself too hard.
Please.
Tears continue to glide down her cheeks. I slowly nod and allow her to continue.
I didn't know any other way to get rid of the pain inside. There's no such thing as a cure for pain. I had to find a way to release it somehow.
I try to understand what she's saying, and that was her outlet to release the pain. So I was right. It's a coping mechanism.
It was at first.
At first?
At first, I was really scared. But that moment I first did it. The feeling of the blade splitting into my skin. The cold steel gliding along my arm. The beauty of the crimson streams flowing down my arms. It was exhilarating.
What? I was right then. Well, me. It did become an emotional high for her. So it went from being a coping mechanism to something that she would do to constantly feel some kind of emotional high whenever she got too depressed or excited.
It no longer became a way to deal with the pain. I had been seduced by it. It almost felt good to cut. I knew it was bad, but I couldn't stop myself. My mind was already lost. I wasn't strong enough to stop the urges. I get a feeling in my body I didn't understand, screaming at me to let go of everything I'm feeling. When I do it, it feels like I'm in my own world. It's the same feeling as when I'm reading a book. Except the words are written in red.
In your crimson blood.
And the blade is my pen.
Yep, just like in the book.
But a book eventually ends. My arm could heal, and I could continue to relive that moment of true freedom continuously.
This is worse than I thought. I always thought it was just a way for her to cope with life, but now I see it's more of some type of drug. It's an addiction. It pulls you in. So, it's like you start off like that, but then eventually it just completely takes you over. And it does become like some kind of emotional high for you. In a sense, like, you get that feeling like you need to do this in order to get to that feeling of... How did she say it? The moment of true freedom continuously. It is like it's like a poison, like a drug. She's formed an addiction to it. Yuri, this is a lot to take in, but I just want to say, I don't blame you.
What?
None of what happened is your fault. No, of course not. I think back to something someone told me about how you can't choose your family. It's not like she wanted to grow up in a household with parents who fought like that. So, I mean... And then likewise, well, it's not like she wanted to have people be total assholes to her. I wrap her arm in mine. Like the same way I never asked anyone to be so cruel to me either. When all I wanted was to just be left alone and not talk to anybody. And it's like, that's seriously all I wanted. I just wanted to be left alone, I just wanted to get along with everyone, and to me, it felt like the only way I could do that was if I would leave everyone alone in the hopes that they would leave me alone. But unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. We can't control what happens in our lives, and sometimes we can't control how we feel. Sometimes it feels as if there's a force stronger than us, pulling us and tempting us to do horrid things. Like puppets attached to strings. I'll never understand what goes on inside your head. And I'm okay with that. Because I still stand by my promise to never leave you. Together we can solve your problem. Another thought crosses my mind. Yuri, where do you get your knives? Come to think of it, she hasn't mentioned her knife collection yet. Or at all.
If you're referring to what I used to cut, I have... a knife collection.
There we go. A knife collection.
I've been hiding it whenever you came over because I thought you would get mad and find it unlikable.
In any other case, I would think a knife collection is cool. But now we know what she is using that knife collection for. But for Yuri's sake, it's not good to have. Yuri, I'm sorry, but you have to get rid of your knives.
But...
She thinks it over for a while.
You're right. It only adds to the temptation, but it's so hard.
I know it is, but trust me, if you want to get better, the best thing to do is to throw away any temptation. Promise me you'll throw out your knife collection. Tears continue to pour. She's cried so much, I'd have thought her tear ducts would be drained by now. She slams her head into my chest and continues to cry. I wrap my arms around her. It's alright, Yuri. I promise to never let anyone hurt you again.
Mark, you've heard my story. You see now that I'm just a monster. I'm weak and I can't control my emotions. I take all my pent-up feelings and release them onto my own skin. How can anyone think that's okay?
No one can.
Huh?
She looks up at me, her soft eyes locked onto mine. Because it's not okay. But it's also not okay for me to sit idly by and let you continue to hurt yourself. That's why I'm not going to stop until you're better.
But why?
Because, Yuri. Everything around me becomes blurry. The only thing I see is her. Because I love you. Because I love you, Yuri. I said it. I said the words I never believed would leave my mouth. Love. What an alien word to me. But it's the only word I can think of in this moment. I feel as if everything that's happened this past month has been let out. I love you more than anything else in the world. And when you love someone, you don't give up.
Mark, I love you too.
Yuri wraps her arms around me and leans closer.
Thank you.
You can thank me once that collection is thrown away. I give her a quick smile. But she closes her eyes and continues to lean in. I feel her lips press against mine. All my senses are immediately overwhelmed. The taste of vanilla on her lips. The faint scent of lavender in her hair. The sound of true ecstasy as my heart beats out of my chest. Her arms around me and mine around her. Everything else in the world has been drowned out. Every single thought that had stormed my mind has been calmed. It's just Yuri and me in this single moment in time. There's an odd feeling in my stomach. Perhaps it's butterflies. I can't describe it other than it's somewhat comforting. Like all my worries have been washed away. Yuri pulls away. What felt like an eternity was only a few seconds. But the feeling continues to stay. We sit in silence for a moment. I guess it's my turn to thank you.
You can thank me after we schedule my next appointment with Dr. Langton.
She throws me a soft smile, and for a moment, I feel like everything will be alright. A few days later, I rub my eyes awake. I look over to my left to see Yuri sleeping. We've been continuing our dates, reading at each other's houses. I unplug my phone from the charger and check the time. Oh my god, Yuri, wake up! I grab her shoulder and lightly shake her. Wakey, wakey!
Huh?
Wakey, wakey, shaky, shaky.
Oh no! Did I sleep in? I need to put on my teeth and brush my pants!
Yuri starts to furiously get out of bed. No, Yuri, we still have a lot of time. Yuri calms down a bit.
Then why did you sound like something urgent happened?
Because I show her the calendar on my phone. Today's the last day of school. Oh my god, really? Okay, so I guess I wasn't too far off. So we are going to have the last day of class. During the holiday season, we get a couple weeks off from school. Okay, so it's a little bit similar to how it was with me, kind of. A bashful smile appears on her face.
That's fantastic!
Come on, you can get dressed in the spare bedroom. I finished my routine a lot earlier than Yuri, so I decided to start making breakfast. Did you actually get milk this time? Seriously, what is it with girls taking forever to get ready? Don't look at me. What to make, what to make. Okay, we're back here again. I open the fridge and grab an unopened pack of bacon strips. Nice. Hopefully I have eggs as well. Bingo! Okay, looks like somebody's been on the ball. I grab the egg carton and open it up. There's still about half a dozen eggs left. That's more than enough. I start the stove and begin cracking the eggs. Yuri walks into the kitchen.
That smells very pleasant, Mark.
Sounds like you're in a good mood. Or sounds like you're in a good mood.
Of course, no school is a dream for me. I have more time to read, learn new things, and I don't have to worry about human interaction.
I noticeably pause. What about me? Yuri doesn't notice, and I continue cooking. Are you saying you're not going to spend time with me over the break?
I didn't mean...
You keep falling for my sarcasm, Yuri. I figured a smart girl like you would catch on. But sarcasm is the lowest form of humor. Or, what was it that Yuri said in Blue Skies?
You would think.
What was that?
Are the eggs ready yet?
I look down to see my breakfast burning. Oh shit! I quickly snatch the spatula and scoop the eggs and bacon onto plates. I bring the plates to the counter and take a seat. Yuri, you've been served.
Thank you, Mark.
Perhaps I should try to start a conversation. Do you have any plans for the break, Yuri, besides reading?
Well, not really.
Well, you're always welcome to spend time with me.
Are Are you sure?
I mean, we've already spent the past month together. Without school, we can have even more time. Well?
I would really like that.
She gives me a soft smile. I check the time. Oh, we should probably start heading out now. Don't want to be late for the last day. I grab our plates and put them in the sink. Yuri and I head outside and start the walk to school. Meanwhile, we have not heard anything from Sayori, and we don't know what happened to Natsuki. We know that the Ice Queen Witch is still out there. We arrive at the courtyard. Our first classes are at different sides of the school. We say our goodbyes and head off to our respective classrooms. I'm just here like the exit music flashbacks are setting in again. Class is still boring as ever. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Also, is this the quadratic equation? Yeah, I'm never going to use that in my entire life. So long, math. So long, suckers! The school bell snaps me out of my daze. Time to go walk Yuri home. I sling my backpack over my shoulder and head for the door. Ugh! I accidentally bump into someone. Hey, I was just talking about you! Natsuki? This is awkward. Hey. It's for horses.
Can you be serious for once?
Alright, sorry.
So I take it went...
What went well with Yuri? This sentence confuses me.
I take it things went well with Yuri?
What makes you say that?
I mean, I saw you two in the courtyard.
Oh. No PDAs, remember? Yeah, it went well.
Good.
I don't know if Natsuki knows about Yuri's cutting, so I refrain from mentioning it. How'd it go with you?
I went home and went to bed.
This conversation is going nowhere. Yeah, what does this have to do with anything? Natsuki, I actually...
Wait. I wanted to talk about that day.
You mean the day that you said would stay between us, or whatever? I don't like where this is going. I don't like it either.
I may have accidentally given you too much information about my home life.
What? Natsuki, it's fine. I understand if your parents are going through some financial problems.
Parent.
Oh. I'm sorry, I didn't...
Look, just shut up and let me get this off my chest.
Natsuki, jeez.
I just need to vent to someone.
And why me?
Because you're the only person dumb enough to listen.
Okay, apparently. Fair enough.
Don't agree with that.
Alright, continue then.
As I was saying, this next part pertains to you.
Oh my... Did I do something? Uh-oh.
A lot of people see my dad as some abusive monster, but he's not.
So... Is this also gonna subvert my expectations the way Found Love did?
He just struggles a lot with saving money.
Wait, what do you mean a lot of people see him? Well, I guess if we're breaking the fourth wall for a moment, yes, a lot of people do see Natsuki's dad as a monster of some sort, me included. At least until Found Love and maybe kinda sort of this bond we sure kinda broke that mold.
He just struggles with saving money. He has his bursts of anger, but he tries hard to maintain himself. He's been taking medication to keep himself stable, but even those cost money.
Oh dear.
So... we decided it's best if I don't live with him.
What I'm hearing breaks my heart. So then where's she gonna go? It must be hard to have to part with someone you've known all your life. You ain't whistling Dixie, let me tell you. I was kind of forced to part with my mom after living with her for 24 years of my life. But of course, that was because she passed away, but still. Wait, Natsuki, how does this pertain to me? You want to stay at my house? Natsuki composes herself.
I knew you were a stalker. What the What is wrong with you?
I roll my eyes at her. Natsuki switches back to her serious mode again after her quick remark.
Well, I was wondering if I could ask Sayori if I could live with her.
Okay, we're finally gonna find out. Considering the last time I talked to Sayori, I don't think I could do that. I don't know.
You're neighbors, aren't you? Can't you just drop by her house on your way home?
I think to myself. On one hand, Sayori never wants to see me again. Okay, so confirmed. They did have a falling out. But on the other hand, I don't want Natsuki to be homeless. But on my third hand, I wanted to walk Yuri home. On my fourth hand, it'd be morally wrong for me to let Natsuki be homeless. I have to do what's right. Alright. I'll ask.
Thanks.
I guess the conversation's over. Well, I'll go do that now.
Yeah.
I walk out of the classroom. Well, this is going to be fun! Once I turn the corner, I make a mad dash for the gates. I hope I'm not late. I arrive at the gate, but there's no sign of Yuri. Yep, like I said, I'm getting exit music flashbacks all over again. I pull out my phone and call her, but it appears she's already sent me a text.
I tried to wait, but I need to get home early. I'm very sorry. I'll see you tomorrow.
Damn it. I lean against the bricks that make up the campus walls. I'm disappointed I couldn't see Yuri today. Oh well, at least I'll see her tomorrow. I'm hoping so. I make my lonely trek home. I sing to myself to keep my sadness away. My shadow is the only one that walks beside me. I stop in front of Sayori's house. This is it, Luigi. Here goes nothing. Yeah, and that's pretty much my coping mechanism, because when I feel nervous and scared and sad, I just start quoting random YouTube poops. I attempt to take a step, but my feet are pinned to the ground. I'm frozen on the sidewalk. Come on, I can do this. I doubt you can just write a note to her and be like, Dear Sayori, can Natsuki please stay with you? I mean, that'd be stupid, but I mean... it's like, I don't know how else you could do this, though, other than what he's trying to obviously do. I forcefully move my legs to the door. Each step feels like I'm trudging through a snowstorm. I make my way to the door. After 3 hard knocks, Sayori opens the door. Is she gonna punch me in the face? Hey. Sayori looks bothered. Well, what do you think? Sayori,
Don't say anything. Please, just don't say anything. I don't understand why this is happening. Why me?
Sayori, I'm sorry I came, but I need to talk to you.
You shouldn't be sorry. It's not your fault I'm like this. I was selfish. I'm just so selfish. I'm sorry, Mark, I can't do this.
She goes to slam the door. The door swings forward before I can think of anything The door swings forward, and before I can think of anything, I instinctively place my hand in the doorway. Sayori's hand crushes into my fingers.
Mark!
My fingers begin to throb, but what's important is that I prevented Sayori from shutting me out.
I'm so sorry.
Sayori looks like she's about to cry. Sayori, just listen to me. I began to tell Sayori everything about my encounter with Natsuki, about Natsuki's situation with her dad, and her needing a place to live. I have trouble looking her in the eyes as I speak. It doesn't look like she's even listening at all. She may have tuned me out. But eventually she speaks up.
Okay.
Okay, that's it?
Natsuki deserves a place where she can feel safe. Tell her she can live with me.
My heart becomes a little lighter.
Thank you so much.
I'll tell her as soon as I can. Sayori doesn't say another word. For a moment she stands there staring at me. Her blue eyes glisten, and she slowly closes the door. And once again I'm left alone. I guess I might as well catch up on some TV shows before bed. The hours went by quickly. The moonlight from my window tells me it's already nighttime. I feel bad for not getting to see Yuri today, but hopefully I can make it up to her tomorrow. I am glad I was able to help out Natsuki, however. I still feel sick after the look Sayori gave me, but maybe this is a good thing. Maybe Natsuki can help Sayori with her depression, something that I failed to do. I groggily head upstairs to go to sleep. I awaken in the sanctuary of my blankets. The first day of break, when every student doesn't have a care in the world. I take a moment to stare at my ceiling. The morning glow peeks through my blinds. I can't help but have a smile on my face. I have a strong feeling today will be a good day. Hopefully I'm right. After enjoying the feeling of naturally waking up, I climb out of bed. I do my morning stretches and head to the bathroom. As I'm eating breakfast, I decide to call Yuri. Answer, 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 answer.
Hello?
Good morning, Yuri.
Good morning, Mark.
Despite being fairly early, Yuri's voice shows no sign of tiredness. She must be a morning person, which is something that I'm not in real life. Sounds like you slept well.
That I did.
Yuri pauses just long enough for me to speak up. Hey, I'm sorry about yesterday. I got caught up in something after class. I swear I tried to get out, but it was...
Mark, it's okay. I'm sure you had a good reason. Plus, I can never be mad at you.
I begin to blush. Well, in that case, I wanted to ask you something.
Okay, ask away.
Well, I thought that we could
what?
I feel Yuri knows what I'm going to ask her, but rather than sparing me from my fear, she decides to tease the question instead. That you could come over today. Perhaps we can watch a movie or something. There's a moment of silence as Yuri ponders the question.
I'd love to.
Really?
Of course. I'll be there in about an hour if that's okay.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I'll see you then.
Bye-bye, Mark.
Bye-bye. Bye. I hang up the phone. I pump my fist in excitement before realizing... What are we going to do? I told Yuri we would watch a movie. I need to get my head out of my... It's just two friends of opposite genders alone in a house. What do you mean it's two friends? You both said I love you to each other. What? Oh, I don't even know what this is anymore. And you kissed. Tell me how many friends do that. Tell me. I want to know. Damn it. Alright, I need to calm down. Yuri and I have spent a lot of time together. We shared a kiss. Hell, we even slept in the same bed. Like, I don't know how many times. It was a very big bed, though. But the same bed, nonetheless. So why do I feel so different? It feels as if our relationship has grown in some way. I don't know, maybe because it has grown in some way? I no longer see Yuri as the girl who presents herself... What? I no longer see Yuri as the girl she presents herself as. Okay. To me, she's no longer that shy girl who steers away from anyone who talks to her. She's just a normal girl. Hello, gaggle of friends. I am a normal girl! Sure, she still needs help, but we still need to get rid of her knife collection. But my mind relaxes as I feel that I've actually made progress. I'm overthinking this, aren't I? Just a little bit. I've set up some small snacks and glasses for us so we can watch the movie. What movie are we watching? Ernest Goes Somewhere Cheap? Yuri should be arriving any second. Snacks. Check. Deodorant. Check. Clean clothes. Check. Movie. Not check. Uh-oh. Yeah, you forgot the most important part of watching a movie. The movie. I haven't picked a movie yet. Well, why don't you wait for her to come? That way you can pick one together. What am I gonna... Uh-oh. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. I get up to answer the door. I open the door. Okay, good. Like I said, I still have that creeping suspicion that Monika knows where we live. In fact, like, maybe she's watching us right now from wherever she is, and she's like, I know you live there right now, Mark. I know you're there. I put on my most inviting smile. Hey.
Hello, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark. I gesture for her to come inside.
Thanks for inviting me, Mark.
I wave my hand in front of my face. Earth Mark. Don't worry about it. Oh, you meant like... It's the least I could do for not walking you home yesterday.
What a gentleman.
I begin to blush as my face grows hot. I swear I turned my AC on. In the middle of the winter? I suppose chivalry isn't dead after all. I gesture for her to take a seat on the couch as I walk over to the TV stand.
Oh, Mark, you didn't tell me what we were going to watch.
Yeah, because I don't know either. And there's the question that drives the nail in the coffin.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Oh, well.
And there's the question that drives the nail in the coffin.
Oh, I just said that it'll be a surprise. It'll be a surprise to both of us. It'll... I'm telling you, seriously, you guys... It's like you know my sense of humor. It'll be a surprise for both of us. Yuri likes horror, maybe I should do that. Or maybe action. Who doesn't love superhero movies? The people who say that they should stop making superhero movies because that's all there is, and they think that they're bad even though I like them. Or maybe a romance. We're gonna watch The Notebook, aren't we? Don't be dumb, Mark. That only works in movies and games. You best start believing in games, Mr. Turner. You're in one. What about a comedy? Yes, Ernest Goes Somewhere Cheap. Okay, no. Like I said, if one day I find a mod where someone takes the reference of Ernest Goes Somewhere Cheap, and it's like they literally start watching it, I'm gonna be like, oh my god, someone finally got the reference, and, you know, I'll be able to see Yuri laugh, which we want more of. We want the funny lady to laugh. Or maybe that one movie where everything was a dream. Titanic. What? Huh? I don't remember that being the movie.
Is everything okay?
Yeah.
Is something wrong?
I can't decide between Titanic or Ernest Goes Somewhere Cheap. At this point, I'm starting to sweat. What do I do? Aha! Light bulb!
What was that?
I turn and look at her. You have to guess what movie we're watching.
I'm not good at guessing.
Give it your best shot. Yuri thinks for a moment. Oh, you're seriously gonna make her think and... Well, let me guess. Do you even have the movie that you're gonna watch? Like, what if she suggests, Night of the Living Dead Part 2, and you don't have that? What are you gonna do then? You tell me what you're gonna do. I got her right where I want her. What does that mean?
Well, I've been really wanting to see the movie Misery.
There's a movie about the state of Missouri?
I read the novel, and I have been wanting to compare it to the movie.
Oh, Misery. By that King dude. Stephen King. Yuri gives me a look of disappointment. I find your lack of knowledge disturbing. Why am I like this?
I don't know! You're just weird!
Okay, well. I turn my back to the TV stand. Please have misery, please have misery, please have misery. You see, that's what I'm saying. Like, what if she suggests something that you don't even have? You know, that's what I'm trying to get at here. I look in the back where I store the movies my parents used to own. All of a sudden, I spot it. You're a good guesser, Yuri.
Huh?
I turn around and present the case to her. Her lavender eyes brighten up and reflect the sunlight seeping from the window.
How?
I'm magic! She sounds baffled as if she can't believe she guessed right. Or maybe you're magic. Because every little thing she does is magic. Truth is, whatever movie she guessed was going to be the one that I picked. And of course, luck was involved with whether or not I had the movie on hand. Yeah, well, you had a lot of good luck, let me tell you. It's what I like to call the one step ahead trick. I pop the disc in the tray and play it. Meanwhile, Yuri gathers the hors d'oeuvres on the coffee table. Wait, am I supposed to sit on the couch with Yuri or sit on the other? This is a date, correct? I thought it was. I don't know anymore. I guess I didn't say, but it was heavily implied. Am I overthinking this? Perhaps.
Mark,
I snap out of my thoughts and turn to Yuri.
is everything okay?
Yes, I'm just trying to figure out if this is a date or not. Yeah, everything's fine. Yeah, everything's fine here, just a slight weapons malfunction, but everything's fine, we're all okay here. How about you? I walk over to the couch where the couch Yuri is sitting on. Is the seat taken? Yuri smiles cutely.
For you, not at all.
I plop down next to her. Partway through the movie, and Yuri and I have already consumed all the snacks I laid. Oh well. This movie is pretty good, but I'm having a hard time focusing with Yuri in my view. Why watch a movie about a rider with broken legs when instead I can just stare at Yuri all day? Oh man. This reminds me of something some girl from my high school said. About going to a movie date. What am I gonna do at the movie? Watch the movie? Like, you see, like... You know, well, I'm sure you get the joke. At least I would like to hope I don't have to explain it. She turns to me slightly.
In the book, she cut off his foot.
Huh?
Oh, I was just pointing out the differences between the novel and the movie.
Oh. That came out a bit more unenthusiastically than I wished.
This isn't boring for you, is it, Mark?
What? No, I'm really enjoying the movie so far. Yuri grabs the remote and lowers the volume a bit. Huh?
Then what's the main character's name?
Oh my god. She's gonna quiz you. Okay, well, let's see how you do. What?
The main character. What's his name?
Oh my, she's angry. Rumpelstiltskin. No, that's obviously wrong. Alright, I know this. Think, Mark, think. Oh my...
Come on, baby, what's the name? We threw out his name!
Oh my god. Okay, well, I don't know the book or the movie, so... Alright, time to get out my notes. Let's see here. What's the name? And... Okay, let's see. Wheel of Morality, turn, tell us the lesson we should learn. Apparently it's Thomas. Or, well... I could look it up if I really wanted to. But, no, I guess... I'm just gonna... The Wheel of Morality says that it's Thomas, so why not? Here goes nothing! Thomas? Yuri giggles at my failure.
His name is Paul. Paul Sheldon.
No. I was about to say, can I get a do-over, but yeah, I'm not saving anymore before these... Well, I guess it's funnier this way. So, okay. Well, at least now I know the right answer for when I have to do this again. I knew that! I was just testing you! I was just testing to see if you knew that! Yuri stifles a laugh before returning to the movie. Is now my chance? I don't know, is it? She's distracted. Maybe I should make my move. Would it be weird if I did? I don't know. I mean, it's all up to you. Or would it be weirder if I didn't? That is the question. I mean, we kissed, so what's an arm wrap compared to that? I maneuver my arm ever so slowly as if we were moving through molasses. Or as if it were moving through the molasses. I gently place my hand over Yuri's shoulder. She does a double take at my arm and then looks at me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you didn't want that. Not a single word is spoken. She simply smiles and leans into me. Her head lays softly on my shoulder. I can't help but feel the corners of my mouth raise as well. We continue to finish the movie in a comforting silence. The credits roll. Yuri moves off my arm, which has now fallen asleep.
What did you think?
It was good. A well thought out and suspenseful a well thought out and suspenseful story. I'm glad I picked it.
As am I.
Either she didn't catch my ploy or she doesn't want to embarrass me. She doesn't want to make me feel like an idiot even more than I already do.
Although, I couldn't help but notice all the differences from the book.
Like what? After saying that I instantly regret those lines.
Well, to start,
Yuri goes off on an incomprehensible tangent about the movie. I try following along, but I can't quite understand what she's saying. I'm too busy staring at the way her eyes reflect the orange sun peeking through the window.
right, Mark?
Huh? What? Where? How? Why? When? Uh-oh. Yeah! Of course! I completely agree. And I guess since I didn't say it at all in the beginning of the series, I agree with the fish thing! Yuri stares at me as if I'm one of her books. That's a good thing though, right?
I'm glad you see it my way.
I silently exhale. Thank God she didn't pry that question any further. Like when she asked you what's the name?
I suppose I should be going home now. If I wait any longer, I'll have to walk in the dark.
That's the safest time, Yuri. Wait, what? Well, see, I've always had the idea that it's not safe to let a woman walk home by herself at night. That's always been, like, my thing. How I've operated, especially, it just doesn't feel right to me.
Huh?
Yuri gives me a confused glance. Because at night, if you get into danger, you can shine a light in the sky and call for Batman! You idiot! You can't do that during the day! Yeah, he can't see that, and plus he doesn't come out in the day anyway. Yuri tries to hold in her laughter, but eventually gives in.
I'm serious, Mark. I have to go.
You can't stay the night?
I don't even have a change of clothes.
Oh dear. Oh dear. But I stop myself before I say, who said we were going to... Cochino! I understand. Yuri stands up.
Thank you for today, Mark. This was a lovely evening.
Oh. Yuri bends down and places a light kiss on my cheek. She quickly turns and leaves as I notice her cheeks turning bright red. I'm left sitting on the couch with a stupidly large grin on my face. If you told me a year ago I would have a relationship like this, I would have filled out your papers to be taken to the mental asylum. But now I've changed. I feel a lot more confident, like I can take on anything the world throws at me. I guess we'll just have to see where fate takes us. I open my eyes as the sun casts its light on my face. The sun creates a soft glow. Or the sunlight creates a soft glow. Usually that means there's heavy clouds looming over. We'll most likely get some showers later today. Please don't be pathetic fallacy at work. I grab my phone and look at the time. Holy crap, I'm going to be late! Late? Late for what? You don't have school. Jumping out of bed, I begin to start my daily routine. Today is Yuri's second appointment with Dr. Langton. Oh, okay, well there you go. He was excited to continue working with Yuri and believes that he can really help her. I wonder what he'll say when she tells him about her cuts. Well, like I said, first of all, that is only if she feels comfortable telling him about that. Yuri promised she'd open up about them today. Okay, well, let's see where this goes. I'll do my best to support her. I continue my trek into the kitchen. Pulling out my phone, I check the time. I don't have a lot of time left. I swipe a cereal bar and swing open my fridge. Luckily, I remember to buy milk this time. Okay. I guess, will we ever know how did the cereal and orange juice taste? I pour the milk into the bowl and drop the cereal bar inside. What the f- Even the cereal bar is lost. That's when you know that you did something like so weird that even the cereal bar is looking at you like, what's wrong with you? Why isn't this working? All of a sudden the realization hits me. Oh. I fish out the soggy cereal bar out of the bowl. One day I'm going to have a proper breakfast. I pull out my phone once again and text Yuri. On my way. And almost immediately Yuri responds.
Okay, I'll be waiting.
I'm not sure why Yuri feels it's necessary to type so formally, but I suppose it's super cute. Or, it's a bit cute. It's also super cute, though. I finished my starry excuse for a meal and head out the door towards Yuri's house. I walk up and ring the doorbell. Yuri opens the door.
Hello, Mark.
Hey, you ready to go?
I suppose so.
It's okay to be nervous. Just remember, I'll be right next to you the entire time. Assuming Dr. Langton doesn't be like, oh no, I only want to see her by herself this time.
Thank you. I truly appreciate everything you've done for me.
My face starts to turn red. Don't mention it. Yuri locks the door and we begin our walk to Dr. Langton's office. And here we are again. We arrive at the psychiatrist's office. Dr. Langton is standing at the door waiting for us.
Ah, right on time. It's a pleasure to meet you two again.
I once again give him a firm handshake. Put her there. He turns to Yuri. Hesitantly, Yuri raises a shaky hand. Dr. Langton takes a hold of it.
Pleasure to meet you again, miss. Shall we begin? I want Mark to join.
Both Dr. Langton and I share looks of shock as Yuri speaks up. Well, you knew this was necessary, kind of, so why are you so shocked?
I would feel more comfortable if he was with us.
The doctor stares at us. He ponders for a moment before deciding to speak. Very well, you two step inside my office. We follow him in. We take a seat on the couch. Well, Yuri, would you like to start by saying anything? Yuri looks over to me, and we lock eyes for a few moments. I grab her hand and lightly squeeze it.
I want to show you. There's something else I didn't tell you.
Dr. Langton stares quizzically at Yuri, but doesn't open his mouth. She begins to roll up her sleeve. Yuri begins to tell him everything she told me several days ago. About how she used cutting as a getaway from life, and then about how it developed into an addiction. She talks in between sobs while Dr. Langton listens quietly, intently staring at her with a blank, yet stern expression. I sit quietly as well, gripping Yuri's hand tightly as she continues her story. I find myself having to hold back tears while listening to this all over again. Eventually she finishes. This is something very serious. Give me a moment. Dr. Langton gets up from his seat and goes to his computer. He begins typing what sounds like an email. A small piece of paper comes out of his printer. He then comes back to us. Here's a prescription for some antidepressants. They're used to suppress different emotions and relax the body. It will help to suppress certain feelings you may get. Yuri takes the slip of paper.
Thank you.
After answering a few more of our questions, Dr. Langton escorts us out of his office. Thank you for coming today, and also for bringing this up to me. And Yuri, he bends down to eye level, to be eye level with her. How tall is he then? Let's see, if Yuri's like 5'5", 5'6", then, like, is he like 6 feet tall, or... I don't know.
Everything's going to be okay.
He shoots her a big smile, but Yuri continues to stare at him blankly. This day may have been too much for her. Dr. Langton walks back into his office. I turn back to Yuri, and I can see she's visibly shaking. I look at the clock on the wall. Yuri, why don't we go somewhere to relax? We've had a pretty intense day today, wouldn't you say?
Okay.
Yuri and I take our leave. We're at the park. We find ourselves walking through a public park. Saturday in the park. Must have been the 4th of July. Yeah, sorry, well, my mom loved that song. I turned to her. This is nice, huh, Yuri?
I will say, it is nice to get some fresh air. It feels like the weight of the world has finally been lifted off my shoulders.
Hey, Yuri. I know what will be good.
And what's that? Ah!
I take her hand and run off into the trees. What in the world? Oh, hello. This looks like a golf course. Well, I got a bit lost, but after a few minutes we reach a clearing, which looks like it could be a very good golf course. Like, just look at that putting green right there. It's been a long time since I visited this place. Here it is! Okay, so it's like you planned this all along, didn't you? I wave my arms in a theatrical display. This area brings back a lot of good memories. Sayuri and I stumbled upon this place when we were kids. It was our own secret spot where we would play. One time she fell in the river and I had to jump in and grab her. Her parents were really mad that day.
Mark, this is breathtaking.
No, you're breathtaking! Seriously, are you guys, like, in my head? Like, my god! I'm here, like... It's like, you guys can predict my stupid jokes. Or is it that I'm predicting your jokes? But then... It's like, you guys have the same sense of humor I do. It's like, my god. Oh my... What is this anymore? Your next line will be, no, you're breathtaking! It's like, yeah, I feel like freaking Joseph Joestar right now, because I'm actually surprised that I'm guessing this right. Yuri stands in the clearing overlooking the water. I stare too, but not at the same view as her. I'm staring at something a lot more pretty. To me, she's far more beautiful than this scenery. Yeah, see, well, we're on the same line of thought here. I watch as her violet hair flows in the breeze. Her eyes sparkle like stars as she stares out into the seemingly infinite landscape. She keeps a calm and content expression on her face. I don't know if it's my mind playing tricks on me, but it seems as if a ray of sunlight is shining on her. Because she's an angel. Just call me angel of the morning, baby. I wish I could remember that song, and well, YouTube doesn't like that song, so I'm not going to be able to play it for you, sorry. And solely on her. A ray of light traveling thousands of miles just to reflect off her face. It makes her look as if she's glowing. Like she's glowing in the dark. We both stand in the clearing, lost to time, taking in our respective views. Her with the scenery and me with the scenery. I can only imagine what she's thinking. Oh wow, look at that. Man, look at this view. The sun hangs low in the sky. Eventually, I decide to break the silence. We should head back now. It's getting late. Yuri looks at me as if I just pulled her through a portal. Okay, now we're thinking with portals.
Already?
She looks disappointed. I notice her shivering. With the sun falling, the light breeze becomes colder and colder. Yeah, didn't you tell me that it's winter? We can come back another time, I promise.
Okay.
Yuri softly smiles as we turn our backs to the horizon. Now, bring me that horizon. We walk back to the main pathway in silence. You know, we could have a picnic here one day. Yuri perks up.
Really?
I can't help but laugh at the excitement in Yuri's voice. It's probably the first time I've ever heard her sound so genuine. Of course. We'll set up some food, maybe some tea, a book, and we'll come when it's bright and sunny.
I'd like that.
I wrap my arm around Yuri. She doesn't even falter. I can feel her tense body relax as if all the moments that have led up to this have been wiped from existence. If only it was as easy as a snap to wipe half of everything out of existence. I was freaking talking about Thanos in the first episode. Seriously, I almost feel like man, I think we could have been friends in another lifetime. Like, for real, like, I think I could totally, like, you guys have the same kind of sense of humor that I do, and you enjoy the same sorts of things that I do. Oh well, like I said, another life. I quietly laugh to myself, and for a second, I feel like a normal person again. Well, we're here.
Thank you for walking me home, Mark.
No problem. And Natsuki said chivalry was dead. We already said that. I'll be off then.
Are you sure?
I mean, yeah, we're not having this awkward conversation again. You know what? I'd love to spend the night.
Really?
Are you surprised that I want to spend a lot of time with you?
No, it's just that not a lot of people enjoy spending time with me.
I wrap my arm around Yuri as we walk inside. Well, Yuri, I'm not a lot of people. We walk in, and I take a seat on the couch.
Mark, what are you doing?
What? What? Yuri grabs me and yanks me off the couch. Whoa! What'd I do?
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. It's just... You haven't showered yet. And you sat on the couch.
I let out a long sigh. I suppose I am pretty sweaty from all this walking. Alright. Yuri looks on with a worried expression. From the bottom of my heart. My bad.
I accept your apology.
Yuri gives me a soft smile. Then where am I going to sleep? Now enough with the formality. I'll head upstairs and shower, and then we could, I don't know, read or something.
That sounds lovely.
I turn around and head upstairs. I only take a few steps before turning around and walking back down. Yuri?
Yes, darling?
She's already calling him darling. I cock my head back a bit. Darling? Get used to it. That's new. Like I said, get used to it. I could get used to it, however. You better. I'm telling you. Now. Anyway. I don't have a change of clothes. Now... It's like now it's happening again, except to him.
Oh, well, you can use mine.
Excuse me? Yuri scans me head to toe.
We're about the same height.
It takes every inch of willpower in me to not comment on the drastic differences between mine and Yuri's thickness. So you're telling me that she's extra thick?
Extra thick!
Well, I guess I'm not gonna argue with that. Okay, well,
What's wrong, Mark? You don't feel comfortable in wearing a kimono?
my face grows hot as if Yuri has no AC in her house. No, I can wear a kimono. You idiot.
Kimono.
That.
Well then, in that case, they're in the middle drawer.
Yuri walks away with a sense of victory in her step. Meanwhile, my face is red from ear to ear. I guess it's time to throw away my masculinity and put on women's pajamas. Not to sound mean, but I'm somewhat fortunate Yuri doesn't have many friends to tell this to. If Natsuki found out about this, I'd never live it down. I continue to trek upstairs. Okay, I'm here like, the music sounds a bit scary to me, but, well, not totally. I was about to say, well, who knows, maybe Monika's actually spying in through us right now, with a camera and whatever, and then she's going to use it to blackmail us. After my shower, I come back downstairs in a dark blue kimono. Yuri does a poor job at covering up her laughter. Oh, come on! Don't laugh at me! Yeah, get your laughs out now. I don't know about you, but I think I rock this kimono pretty well. Orderly. I do a quick spin to show myself off. Dude.
You do look rather dashing.
Nope, the funny lady has spoken. Yuri is holding a tray with a teapot and 2 little cups. It appears she also got dressed in her own sleepwear. The tea must also be fresh, as I can see the steam rising off.
I thought we could sit down and have a cup of tea while listening to the rain.
I've been so caught up in my appearance I didn't even realize that it was now pouring outside. Okay, well I guess it's a good thing you weren't walking home. Oh, alright. That sounds like a great idea. That actually sounds like something I would love to do with someone. I think I told the story of how I used to be like scared of the rain when I was younger, and like now I find the sound of rain and like just the sight of it kind of falling down on the windows kind of relaxing.
Do you mind if we go upstairs? My bedroom has a bigger window.
Sure. Once in her room, I take a seat on her bed. Yuri pours us both some tea and hands me my cup. Thank you. Yuri next pulls out a book.
Would you mind if we finished it?
Finish him. Or no. Infinite Isolation. The book Yuri and I have experienced together for the past few months. The book with a twisted story of loss that brought us together, and now we're on the last chapter. Almost in time for the next book. Okay, well then. Sure. The corners of her mouth grow. Teacups in hand, we enter our usual reading position. However, this time our bodies are even closer together, and it's no longer awkward. For a while we just sit in silence, drinking, reading, and listening to the rain. We're on the last few lines of the book. I sit down in the corner of the cell. I don't know what's worse, if I'm being honest. Being surrounded by 4 concrete walls, or the fact that I'm alone. If there's one thing that all humans share, it's a fear of loneliness. Most people can accept death. Some people aren't scared of tight spaces or spiders or the dark. But loneliness, there's nothing scarier than that. As one of my history teachers put it, humans are social animals. Because when you're alone, you have no one to help you overcome your fear. I look out the small window, near the top of the cell. The sakura. It's blooming. It must be spring then. That means I've been in here for I'm not sure, really. How do you keep track of time when you can't even see the sun? I look at my bandaged arm. I've watched myself fall into insanity, come out, then dive right back in. It's like a cycle. A vicious cycle. I've been in here so long, I can realize when I begin to lose my mind. Even my hallucinations don't want to talk to me anymore. Boom, boom, boom. A monstrous banging is heard outside my door. I scatter towards the center of the room and face it. The banging grows louder and louder. Closer and closer. Then stops. I stand in the center of the room, my heart pounding. The air is thick. I don't dare make a sound, for I fear breaking the fragile silence. My vision focuses on the steel door that has kept me locked away. The sound of scraping metal plays and fills the room. I shut my ears instinctively, but my eyes never leave the door. I hold my breath. And the door creaks open. Wait, what? That can't be it! Where's the rest of it? Oh right, it's coming out later. That's it? I look at Yuri.
I suppose now we wait for part 2 to come out.
I let out a sigh. Fair enough. I set the book on the nightstand. I enjoyed it.
Really?
Yes. Thank you for sharing this book with me. Yuri turns red as she tries to hide her smile. We continue to listen to the raindrops pour. Once the tea is all but gone, Yuri lets out a yawn. Tired? Yuri closes her eyes and rests her head on my shoulder. We sidle up next to each other as we listen to the outside world. The melodic symphony of raindrops continue to pound on the roof. That's a good way of describing it.
Mark?
Yeah?
This may be an odd question, but how come your parents are never home? Oh, I'm sorry. If that's too personal,
No, it's fine. I think it's important you know. I put my arm around her and pull her close. Okay, here we go. The sound of rain continues to echo throughout the room. I can feel our heartbeats sinking to the rhythm of them hitting the roof. When I was a kid, maybe 10 or 11ish, my parents got hit with a bit of a financial problem. When I was real young, so I don't remember the specifics of it. However, I do remember my parents sitting me down and telling me that they were separating. They made me choose who I wanted to live with. I hate when... That's another thing that you probably should not do. Especially because it's kind of bad on the other parent, but then it's like you're making the child basically choose and whatever, but then I don't know what else to really say to that. And of course, I don't remember that book I read very well anymore. But those are just like some of the things that I do remember. I know it may seem like a lot to put on a child, but they wanted to make sure they did what was best for me. I can agree with that to a certain degree, but, well, like I said, I just still think about that book and what I read that day. In the end, I chose to stay with my dad, and thus my mom left.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. It was a long time ago. After my mom left, she got a job in a big banking company and moved away. I was lucky enough, however, for both my parents to be civil, and both still agree to take care of me. Well, that's a good thing. Unfortunately, I wasn't quite as lucky with my parents. My parents actually hated each other.
You're very lucky to have two parents who care about you.
That's what I thought as well. Eventually, my dad's business tanked, and once again, we hit a financial hole. After that, he left for the military.
He left you?
Her expression. Basically, after his business fell, he couldn't afford to raise me, and with my mom a quarter across the world, she couldn't be there for me either. So the only way my dad could earn money was to join the military. They gave him checks, most of which go to the house for bills and stuff. And with the money my mom gives me, I use on groceries and other commodities. It's not much, but it's enough to get by without struggling. Well, physically I'm fine, but it does get lonely. Being home by yourself for months at a time. Yuri looks deeply at me. I love her expressions here. Her eyes glisten. She moves her hand, and brushes her thumb against my cheek, along my cheek. It's only now that I realize I've been lightly crying this entire time. Yuri throws her arms over me and buries her head into my chest.
Thank you.
For what?
For telling me your story.
I relax a bit. I place my hand on Yuri and begin to lightly pat her head. What is this? Her soft breathing begins to calm my nerves. I listen to the pounding of raindrops as I close my eyes. I lean back onto the bed. Yuri and I lay, resting on each other.
Mark, can you promise me something?
What is it?
Whenever the sequel of the book comes out, A Sakura's Guide, can we read it together?
I remain silent for a moment. I thought that was already implied.
Well, I didn't want to assume anything.
Like you did earlier in the restaurant. Fair enough. I began to run my fingers through her soft hair. Okay. I promise when that book comes out, we will read it together. Yuri doesn't say anything in return. Instead, she just hugs me tighter.
I love you, Mark.
I love you too. There's that word again. The word I quite don't understand the meaning of. But yet, I still say it. Because it's the only word I can think of in the moment. Her soft voice bids me goodnight. And I slowly drift out of consciousness. Okay, well, I guess it's about as good a spot of any to stop for now. But okay, well then, I guess next time we're gonna see how things go. I'm still kind of wary of Monika here. She hasn't shown herself in a while. And, well, like I said, if exit music has taught me anything, it's that... Well, actually, exit music hasn't really taught me anything, it's just... I'm on my guard whenever I find a character like this, in this case. In exit music, it was mostly... It was Monika for a while, but then Yuri. Now, in this one, it's just Monika. So, anyways... thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time with whatever else I do. Stay golden, and later, folks.